I remember when that question was asked when I was 34.
Yeah.
And it was the only time I thought to myself, can't wait to be older to answer this question. I just know I'm going to be able to say that it's a bunch of bullshit. So now I'm telling you it's a bunch of bullshit.
Yes.
It's a bunch of
Yay.
bullshit.
Hey, you guys, I am the Sovereign Woman, and welcome back to my channel. As a child free woman and content creator, one of the things that I get told on a regular basis, almost daily basis, is how I'm going to regret not having children when I'm in my old age. People love saying, oh, you're going to regret it when you're older. You're not going to have anybody to take care of you. You're going to be old and alone with your cats, and so on and so forth. And I never pay any of that any attention. I just laugh it off. And it also lets me know immediately that that person who's saying that, which is damn near everybody, when they say that, it lets me know that they are the ones who would regret it if they didn't have children because they don't have any life or purpose outside of, I guess, breeding. It lets me know that they couldn't be alone with themselves and that they probably don't like themselves very much. But the one thing that I don't do is internalize that, but I will use that as content so that we can all laugh about. So I decided to compile some stitches of older women who are in their either middle age years or they are past middle age, and they're going to explain to you why they don't regret it. And for the record, I can honestly say that I have never ever met a older woman or have talked to an older woman who did not want children who regretted it. The only women that I've ever heard from that wish they had children in their later years are women who wanted children when they were younger. At some point, they just thought they would have kids later in life. And for whatever reason, many reasons, one or two of many reasons, it just didn't happen. And that, my friends, is called childless. That is not the same thing as child free. And there's a video at the very end where a woman will kind of talk to you about her childless journey for those of you who are childless and not child free. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get into these stitches and then I'll come back in later on.
And me having friends with children and grandchildren, the sadness,
Yeah.
the disappointments, the expectations not met. My dearest friend just died. I was with her for the last 7 months. She's a mom of two. I
Mm.
think they visited once. They live in the neighborhood.
Wow.
It was her friends who fed her, who held her, who
Mm.
cried with her, who brought her food, who massaged her, who put, a cream on her, who decorated the room. The nurses came in and said, this is hospice. We have never seen a room like this, and we
Oh
have
my
never seen
gosh.
so many people coming and going. Why? Does she have a large family? No, she has friends.
Yeah.
Wow.
Make friends. They're the answer. And
Yeah.
younger, too.
Mhm.
And having kids is not all that it's cracked up to be. I have none. I don't miss it. I'm not a mother. I'm not a granny. And when they want to call me granny in an interview article, I say, call me witch, bitch, anything, but do not call me granny. It's by choice that I'm not a granny, and I never will be. Thank you very much.
I so love that.
You really want to know how I feel about being in my 60s, single and child-free?
So yeah, I'm 53, completely single by choice, and also no children by choice. Love my life, have incredible friends, and travel is the secret to my happiness. I do not wait around for some man to show up to travel with me or to explore places with me. I do it on my own and have so much fun, and usually take friends with me, meet friends wherever I go. It's the secret to my personal happiness. So if you're out there whining and complaining that you can't find a guy and your life is not worth living, then you better knock it off and rethink the way you're living your life, because you got one shot, babies. So have fun and enjoy it. while you can, single or not.
So I just had to jump in on this one. I was reading the comments under this video, and people were calling her the real life Samantha from Sex and the City, who was literally my favorite character because she was child free and also because she put herself first and because she was sexually liberated. I love women like that. I always have, always will. And for those of you who are going to say she was a whore, that doesn't make you sexually liberated. I would disagree with you. I'm a little bit off topic, but what made her sexually liberated was that she did what she wanted and she didn't care what anybody thought about it. She, had relations with whatever man she felt like, free of judgment. Like the people who judged her, she didn't care. She turned right around and do it again tomorrow or that afternoon. And that's why I liked her. She was like a no BS, I'm gonna get my way, I'm gonna get what I came for, and or I don't care what anybody thinks about it type of chick. That is what made her my favorite character. But something that she said that stuck out was for the women who feel like they don't have kids or a man and they feel like their lives are not worth living. I know plenty of women who do think this way. And I want to tell you that you have got to start loving yourself. When you make comments like that, it becomes very obvious, very apparent to the trained eye and the trained ear that you don't love yourself that much. And that's something that you would need to look into. It's not to attack you, but it's something that you need to sit down with yourself and think about. Like, why do I feel like my life isn't worth it or that I'm missing out on something just because I'm not shackled to a man and I'm not some housefrau and I'm not, breeding children into a capitalistic society? Because I hate to put it that way, but that's literally what it is. And so you have to ask yourself why you are down on yourself for not being a sheep, for not following the herd like everyone else. So I just wanted to put that little tidbit in there. There's something for you to think about. But anyway, we'll get back into these stitches.
Do you have kids?
Oh no,
Why not?
it's just not my cup of.
Have you ever seen an older woman who does not have kids and she does not look amazing? Exactly.
I'm 45 and child free, and I regret not having children. I'm just kidding. There's like a small faction of you that have been waiting to hear someone say that. And I know for a brief minute that gave you a bit of a hard on. I was just messing with you a little bit. I don't regret it at all.
What's the difference between being childless and child-free? Well, it's a big difference, and I said it wrong in my last reel. Just to clarify, I'm childless. That means I tried desperately to have children. With intention, I tried to have children. My husband and I did in vitro 5 times for almost $100,000. I had multiple surgeries, and none of it worked. And in the end, he did not want to use a surrogate. He didn't want to use a donor egg. He did not want to adopt. So I was at the end of my journey, and I chose on to go on and be happy. So that is being childless. Child-free is where you have the intention of never getting pregnant. You do not want children, ever. So it's a big difference. I have a friend who, when she was 20, found out she couldn't have children. She cried every day, every year, for decades, and could not get over it. And I did not want that for me. So I chose to go on with my life, accept it, surround myself with family, friends, things to do, places to go. So if you are going child-free and you are in your 20s, let me just say, please think intentionally about it. I'm now in my 70s. Yes, I wish I had grown children. Yes, I wish I had grandchildren. It's not, you don't want to have children just so in your older age you have them. That's not the reason to have children. So really think of your intent. If you don't want children, I would say wait until your 30s because things would change. In my 20s, I did not want children. But man, I hit my 30s and I did. So things can change. So be true and honest to yourself, okay?
I just want to say, what a very beautiful woman. And I love her attitude. She was like, she saw her friend beating herself up and being depressed. And she said, I'm not doing that. I'm going on and living my life. So if you are a childless woman and you can't have children, you can't afford to adopt, or you can't really afford to foster, or whatever it is, don't be down on yourself. I hate to say it's probably a blessing in disguise. I don't want to sound insensitive, But there are some childless women that did come to that realization and said that themselves, because once they realized what they would have been doing as a mother, they were like, you know what, maybe this is for the best. But it's not to trivialize your feelings if you are childless and want children, but just don't let that run your life. Life is so short. Those of us who are middle age or almost middle age, we don't got that much time left. So, and I'm not saying that to be, like a downtrodden, negative Nancy, but that's just the reality. Do not spend the time you have left fretting over something that you have no control over. You can either see if you can fix the problem. If you can't, move on. I always ask myself, can I do something about this problem or can I not do something about it? And once I decide that I can't do something about it, I move on with my life. If it's meant to work out, it will somehow, some way in the future. I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm done. And I talked about the differences between child free and childless before, but to put it simply, I'm going to say it again. Childless women would or would have had children under certain circumstances. Money, meet the right guy, didn't have any fertility issues, didn't run out of time after putting her career first. Whatever it was, under the right circumstances, she would or would have had children. A child free woman don't want and would never want children under any circumstances. Doesn't matter about the man, it doesn't matter about how much money you have, doesn't matter about the economy. None of that matters. I don't care what changes in the world or what doesn't. I don't want the responsibility of motherhood, therefore I am child free. I've also never wanted it. So I'm double child free. Because there are some child free women out there who thought they would have kids, they thought they wanted kids at some point, and then they changed their mind. I've never wanted children for as long as I've been alive. That's the true definition of child free. But I'm going to leave y'all with that thought. I hope this video put some ideas in your head. It shed some light on, just a few older women that are brave enough to put their content on social media and tell you guys their experiences. Like I said, there probably isn't any older child free women that regret it. I just don't believe it. Maybe there are some somewhere out there. I don't know. I've never met one. Don't think I'm ever going to meet one. But there's that. I hope this video helped. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you guys think. Hit subscribe and like. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.
All together, girls. 1, 2, 3. Fuck these men on the internet. They don't know what they want, but they will see what they can get. Oh, go and waste your one and only precious life while pretending not to have a full receding hairline. So keep your eyes on his hairline and your hand on your drink. For all you know, he is a psychopath. He'll leave you on red and he won't care if you're dead. And the psychics on TikTok are